does one lose over 70 pounds without yo-yo dieting, binge eating, or compulsive over-exercising and keep it off for over a decade? Here's how. Hey Health Warriors, Tracy here, a licensed clinical social worker and nutrition coach, sharing easy ways you can eat, move, and live a life of mental and physical wellness over 40 and beyond. Was it Maya Angelou who said, do the best you can until you know better, then when you know better, do better? Knowing better was my first line of defense in order to avoid making mistakes that made losing weight more difficult. I assumed weight gain was the issue that needed to be addressed, but weight gain is merely a sign of an internal system that is out of whack, including digestion, hormones, low-grade illnesses, the side effects that stem from prescription and non-prescription medication use and abuse, and inflammation, to name a few. Years of intestinal chaos, Epstein-Barr virus, and an enlarged spleen were the perfect storm for chronic inflammation in my case, leaving me wondering what symptom is weight gain requesting you pay attention to. Recognizing that my beef wasn't with weight gain, but with out-of-sync health factors, made it easier for me to turn to the best source to remedy the symptom of weight gain. Listening to my body's real-time feedback. See, when I thought weight gain was the problem and weight loss was the solution, I turned to diet book after diet book. Paleo, vegan, intermittent fasting, raw food, carnivore. Yes, your girl ate only meat for months in the hopes of alleviating my symptoms. Now that I know what I know, I shouldn't be surprised that none of them work. Don't get me wrong, read the books, gather the knowledge, but keep in mind that our body's feedback is the best resource we have for treating the symptom of weight gain. So pay attention to it. Listening to my body revealed that dairy would bloat my stomach for days after consumption. Eating chocolate in the summertime caused me to have hot flashes several hours later. And when I stayed up past midnight the next morning, my stomach would absolutely be pooched out and my cravings would be so elevated. Our bodies not only give us feedback on what's not working, it gives us feedback just as equally on what is working. For example, eating a hearty serving of cooked greens earlier in the day releases a rush of energy in me that makes me feel so unstoppable. Exposing my skin and my eyes to sunlight and warmth calms the tension that otherwise would cause me so much stress where I'm walking around clenching my jaws. Not listening to your body is the main mistake we make when weight loss is our goal. And there are a few caveats that fall under this, and they are relying on meal plans. How many times have you wished for someone to simply tell you what to eat, outline your meals for you, and tell you how much to eat? The entire concept appears to be simple, uncomplicated, and well, stress-free. Doesn't it just scream freedom? I recognize that relying on other people's meal plans, eating habits, recording and tracking progress according to someone else's schedule who didn't really know much about me was a very long way from true freedom. For the longest time, I believed that if I ate like a certain creator or if I had their meal plan, then I would lose the same amount of weight that they had and I would have their physique. Wrong. I don't blame meal plans. They aren't horrible. Meal plans can be a great resource for recipe inspiration. Using meal plans, either your own or ones you've borrowed, to help you create meals that contain essential amounts of protein, a reasonable amount of whole food carbohydrates, high quality hormone supporting fats, and healthy gut boosting fiber for blood stabilization is what you should strive for anytime you're looking at a meal plan. My issue with meal plan was deferring to them solely to the point that, well, I forgot and I failed to recognize that I have the capability to be confident in my abilities to do myself no harm. And you do too. For example, I had this one meal plan that required me to eat 30 grams of protein, 1 cup of oatmeal, a half cup of blueberries, and 2 tablespoons of nut butter for breakfast. The thing was, a day came when my stomach said it couldn't handle that amount of food that day. So what do? Follow the meal plan or heed my body's feedback? And don't get me started on the fact that many meal plans do not factor in that some foods are best eaten during certain seasons, not all year long. That's something we can talk about a little later on if you like. But really, what would you do if you were me in that situation? Confronting fears. Let's face it, the health issues that resulted in my weight increase didn't just occur overnight. I wasn't taking medication just once, or skipping one exercise workout, or eating one ill-suited meal that put 70 pounds of excess on my frame. In reflection, I realized that I was living a life steeped in numbing fear. The fear of being caught, restrained, and controlled. See, trauma has a way of pushing us to cope, to find a way to deal with our emotions in ways that sometimes aren't the best for us. I found that to shock my mind and body and feelings out of that lingering numbing state of being, I was doing a lot of high impact cardio, spending an excessive amount of time riding on the stationary bike, fleeing all the things by rowing on the rowing machine, and running like 12 years a slave on the treadmill. I was trying to jump, run, and break free from the experience of my trauma while inadvertently increasing my stress and cortisol levels, which of course invited in cravings, stronger cravings, poor sleep, less recovery, and more internal body inflammation. Wait. Cardio has its advantages, so don't toss the baby out with the bathwater. Instead, cardio became a supplemental element to my exercise routine in the form of walking, sprinting occasionally, jumping rope, and lots of restorative yoga. Returning to listening to my body's inner voice, I asked myself, how do you want to feel if not numb and afraid? I was able to see that I desired to feel strong, capable of defending myself, and not appear to be an easy target for anyone anymore. I was fortunate to cross paths with an overly helpful guy. You know, that guy at the gym that gives you advice that you didn't really ask for. However, after indulging him by answering his questions about my purpose for coming to the gym and wanting to lose weight, he introduced me to the wonderful world of weight training, weightlifting. The first time I swung a kettlebell, placed a weighted bar on my back to do a squat, and then took that same bar and lifted it up in the air over my head, I was so thrilled to the point of tears. In that moment, I felt so victorious, so euphoric. The entire process was so therapeutic. Lifting only 3 to 4 days a week, I found my body naturally seeking the vitamins and minerals it needed in the form of more nutritious food versus the ultra-processed, hyper-palatable food I had grown accustomed to eat. And that was actually a surprising benefit that I wasn't expecting. I mean, when was the last time you worked out and felt compelled to eat a delicious fillet of salmon or craved a ribeye steak? My cardio workouts would leave me craving slices of bread and fruit juice for the rest of the day. That could, of course, just be a me, myself, and I thing. You're going to want to get more of this. See, it was necessary for our growing bodies and our immune systems as babies. But as adults, we tend to fight it, undervalue it, but sleep is not our enemy. Poor sleep patterns have been associated with fatal car accidents, aggressive outbursts, impaired productivity, careless mistakes, and unhealthy eating choices. You are aware that sleep improves our ability to listen to and appreciate the messages our body sends us, right? After turning 40 though, I realized that sleep didn't come easy and often had lots of moments of interruptions, to which I discovered I had to work at sleep. Now that I'm 50, I sleep better than I ever have slept before with no interruption. Sleeping through the night, waking up refreshed and in a good mood thanks to the small tweaks I shared in this video that will have you sleeping well, eating well, staying active.